to Life in the Smokies with Laura. I'm Laura, your host, and today we have an amazing show with our guest, Jeff Wilsey. His name is DJ Jeff. He is from Side by Side Entertainment. Thank you so much, Jeff, for being on our show.
It's a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you for being here. So I want to know all about your business. It sounds so awesome. So what is it like being a DJ? So how did you get started in this?
Okay, well, first of all, I'm a mobile DJ. There are different types of DJs. Mobile DJ, club DJs. And the way I explain it is I sponsor a Little League team, okay? And they introduced me to the kids one day. And when they first introduced me, they said, DJ Jeff's going to be our new sponsor. And the one kid goes, oh, DJ Jeff, wiki wiki. Well, whenever you think of a DJ, you think of a club DJ. Right. The scratching and all that. So wiki wiki. Well, that's not me, okay? Right. I don't scratch, I don't do a lot of mixing, but I entertain. That's why Side by Side Entertainment. And I work side by side with my clients to make sure their event is the best it can be. So I travel around. I do different types of events, weddings, specialize in kids' events, pool parties. I got started at Disney World. I worked at Disney for 14 years. And I worked at the Boardwalk Resort Recreation, and Disney had this wild idea. They were going to buy each resort their own set of DJ equipment.
Oh, wow.
So they could do pool parties with the guests. Well, evidently, I was the most outgoing in recreation. I'd never been a DJ, never thought about it. They came up and said, would you want to do the equipment, and would you want to do the pool parties for us? I said, I'll try it, you know. And that's where I started. So I started doing pool parties for them. And then I went out and bought my own stuff. And I DJ'd in Florida for many years, doing a lot of pool parties and stuff like that. And then I moved here 4 years ago, and now it's mostly weddings. So I travel around, and with weddings, I go to a lot of DJ conventions, okay, in Las Vegas and that, to learn different things. So you learn lots of different tricks, lots of different things to do at weddings. My favorite thing is pool parties, obviously, because I don't like to stand behind my equipment. I like to be out on the floor with the guests, okay? I like to be interacting. I like to jump around, and because I will wear myself out at a 2-hour event. After a wedding, the whole next day, I'm basically in bed or on the couch because I'm just so exhausted. But with the weddings, I do a lot of weddings around here. I did 25 weddings last year at the Smoky Mountain Wedding and Party Barn out in Weirs Valley. I did all her weddings for Alicia. And basically with weddings, at first I didn't like weddings. I didn't like them at all because you work with some very, very strange brides.
Yeah.
Bridezillas.
I'm sure.
Around here, it's more laid back. The weddings are smaller.
Yeah.
And they're all destination weddings. So basically, you don't even meet with the bride and groom face to face before a wedding. It's all over the phone, over emails, because they're from all different parts of the country. So you try to get that rapport with the bride, which is hard to do over the phone.
Right.
Or over emails or something. Yeah. But it works. And so I do a lot of different things with the weddings. We try to be creative because the brides, of course, and the grooms pick out all their music, basically, their first dance and all that. But we try to throw in, like, I do a thing called a love story. And a love story is when people come to a wedding, you got the bride side, the groom side. They may not know each other. They may not know how they met. So I have the bride and groom fill out pages of paperwork, which I know they don't like. And then I take all that paperwork, basically put it together, sort of like what you do as a show. You take all the footage and then edit it. Well, I edit that all down into a love story. So it tells the story of how they met right up to the day they got married. And you do it like in a humorous style.
Oh my gosh.
So that's always a fun thing to do. We do what's called a grand entrance now, where instead of just introducing the bride and groom, say, ladies and gentlemen, for the second time in public, I'd like to introduce to you Mr. and Mrs. So-and-so. You find out something about each of the bridesmaids, each of the groomsmen. You find out about the bride and groom. And then when you introduce it, you put it to high energy music. And then you'll, instead of saying just, now our bridesmaid and our groomsmen, Bill and Terry or whatever, you say, she's known the bride since they were little kids. They've gone through this together. This was one of the best things they've ever done together. And then you introduce them. Yeah. So that's called a grand entrance. And so we throw that in. My favorite part of a wedding, though, believe it or not, is the finale. And it's not because it's over finally,
Yeah.
which is a good thing sometimes.
Yeah.
But I have this high energy finale I do now where you get everybody in a circle around the bride and groom, and I play a high energy dance mix of The Time of My Life. And so everybody, the women sing the women's part, the men sing the men's part,
Yeah.
and then they all come together, they give a big group hug to the bride and groom, and then the groom leads a conga line all around the dance floor, and then they come back and they cheer and yell and scream, and it's amazing. So you try to make each wedding unique, you know, because it is their special day. And it's not about me, it's about them. And so you try to do stuff like that. We do shoe games, we do trivia games with the brides and grooms and all that. But it's all about to get the guests to focus on them. So weddings have actually become I'm more comfortable with weddings than I used to be. I used to dread going to a wedding. I used to dread going to, because I was afraid I was going to mess it up.
Yeah.
You know, because if you mess up a wedding, you know, people remember that.
Yeah.
And I actually did have one instance where I do outdoor weddings. So she's coming into the ceremony to Here Comes the Bride,
Yeah.
or whatever song she picked. My computer decided it was going to mess up at that point. So as the song's playing, all of a sudden it starts to go like this.
Oh my gosh.
And everybody's looking at me. And I'm like, okay, what just happened? So I'm flipping switches and everything, and I finally got it. I don't know what happened, but they kept walking. But stuff like that does happen.
Oh my
yeah.
goodness.
Luckily, it's only been once
Yeah.
that it's happened.
Oh, love your heart. Oh
But-
my gosh, I can imagine.
But then you get some things at weddings. Like I had a wedding once, my strangest wedding. It was in Florida.
Yeah.
I knew it was going to be a country type wedding. So I got there. The dance floor was 8 sheets of plywood laid on the ground.
Oh.
It was under a tent, which looked like it had been through World War II. And they had a moonshine still off to the side.
Oh, what?
A moonshine still. They were making their own moonshine. So what basically happened is nobody got injured on the dance floor, which was my main thing. We made it through the night. But the cops showed up at the end of the night and raided the still because the neighbors called the cops.
Oh my God.
So
That is
I am trying to
hilarious.
explain to the cop I had nothing to do with this. I'm just the DJ. So I just packed up quickly and got out of there. But yeah, that was the strangest one.
Oh, man.
And then you have to be prepared. I was doing an outdoor wedding in a tent,
Yeah.
and I was introducing the wedding party. And the best man had cerebral palsy, and he comes into the tent, and he had a seizure. And so at that point, you're like, what do you do? And this is why you've got to be prepared as a DJ.
Right, yeah.
And because that's why I go to these DJ conventions. You learn how to handle all situations. So you're like, do I keep the music going? It was before dinner, you know, it was introductions. So I just turned the sound down and just kept playing. And then I just kept checking with people to see, and they ended up taking him in. He was okay.
Yeah.
You know, but this is why as a DJ, you have to be prepared. You have to be for almost anything. So,
Oh my
but
goodness.
weddings can be very interesting.
Yeah, I would
Yeah.
never know how to even handle that kind of a
Yeah.
situation. But they tell you about that in those
You
conventions?
you go to classes, you go to seminars, and they teach you different things. And then I take improv classes every now and then,
That's awesome.
you know, to learn how to improv, you know, and stuff like that. But still, you know, my favorite events are pool parties. I do all the pool parties for Wilderness at the Smokies up in Sevierville.
Oh, fun.
I did them all Wednesdays last year, and this year I'm going to be doing Wednesdays and Saturdays. And I just love. When I was in Florida, I did over 250 pool parties a year at a Radisson down there because you can do them all year round, basically.
Yeah.
Pool parties are fun, but they're a challenge
Yep.
because when you get on a pool deck, you never know who's going to be there. It could be all senior citizens. It could be all 10 to 12-year-olds. It could be all little babies. You don't know who's going to be on that pool deck. So you have to be ready for anything. You
Yeah.
have to have so many activities ready. But it's usually music, a lot of dancing. We do lots of pool games, not in the pool.
Right.
Because I found out going in a pool with a wireless headset mic is not a good thing. Yeah.
I wouldn't.
Yeah, that's
think
when you go
so.
into the electric slide, basically, when you have that happen. But it's a lot of on the deck activities, like water activities, shooting water, things, and stuff like that. So pool parties are my favorite. Kids parties, I do a lot of parties at the Catlettsburg Elementary School. I do a lot of their events. I do the Wing Fest for Sevierville Primary School. I've done the Wing Fest the last few years, the War of the
Awesome.
Wings, they call it.
Yeah.
And then I also do dance parties at the NASCAR Speed Park during the summer.
Oh,
we do dance
fun.
parties, so you can come, you can enjoy the go-kart tracks, and you can listen to me play dance music, and then they have other things there, party. But yeah.
Wow.
So it's a lot of fun. DJing is fun. I will admit that, but it's a lot of work because people. And the one thing around here I noticed, because it is a country setting, and I'm from the country in New York. I'm from a little farming town. People don't understand how much work a DJ does. They think, okay, we show up to wedding for 4 hours, we play music, and we go home. It takes about 8 to 10 hours of work at home on each wedding. Because you've got all the paperwork you send to the bride, you get it back, you go through it, you organize all your songs, and then you got to practice. You got to practice all the names. You got to practice, make sure your files are, when you click on a song, because I actually clicked on a song once to play, because the father of the bride came up and said, I want you to play this when the bride and groom walk in. I said, well, that's not what she picked. He said, well, that's what I want. I'm paying you. I said, okay. Well, so I just pulled it up, not knowing that file wasn't a good file on my computer. That's why I like to preview all my music. So when I clicked it, it wouldn't play. And so, so I just went to my backup song, the one I had originally played. But there's a lot of planning with a wedding. So you have to go through a lot of work.
Wow.
Some more than others.
I would never think that. I mean,
Yeah.
that's like you just said, I mean, you think of a DJ, and in my mind, because I've never really had a DJ or,
Right.
whatever, hired one for anything, you just imagine that they just kind of show up and do their thing. And
Well, that's what most people think. We just show up.
yeah.
Like January and February are slow months. Okay, we don't have much going on in January and February because there's not many weddings around here. So basically, what we do is we organize all our music. All the DJ companies, all the music stuff that comes out, they basically put all their lists out for the music. So we kind of organize all our new music
Right.
at that point.
Wow. Well, that's a lot of information. That is so awesome, and it's so great to have you. Thank you
Well,
so
thank
much
you so
for
much.
coming by.
Thank you so
Hey,
much.
guys, we're all out of time, but thanks for watching Life in the Smokies with Laura on the Mountain Fun Life Network. And remember, climb a life, climb a mountain, and have fun in life.
Oh, hey! I was just getting caught up on the latest trends and news of the world. Did you know 80% of content that you watch is online or on your mobile device? Did you know a great new channel that's out right now is called Mountain Fun Life? And you can watch it right on your mobile device, or coming soon to Roku. Make sure to check out Mountain Fun Life on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and the website, mountainfunlife.com. Hello, did you know that most of the stuff shot on Mountain Fun Life is shot right here in this very studio? And maybe you've wanted your own show before. I mean, how cool would it be to be in a studio like this one with your very own show? Just go to mountainfunlife.com for more information, and you can submit to have your own show, and you can be right here.